And joining me now is Jonathan Kuttab. He is an international law attorney and the co-founder of the Palestinian human rights group Al-Haq. He joins us live from Bethesda. Very good to have you, Mr. Kuttab, here on the program. Under international law, did Israel have the right to board the Madleen and detain the crew out there in international waters?
No, it did not. These were international waters, number one. Number two, the siege itself of Gaza and the occupation itself of Gaza and the prohibition of entry of humanitarian food to Gaza itself is a far more serious violation of international law than just the detention of a civilian ship in international waters.
So if you're saying that they didn't have the right to do this, was it a crime to stop these people and detain them out in international waters and take them back to Israel?
It is, but my point is, it is a crime, it's a violation of international law, but it's so much a smaller violation than the actual siege. The blockade of Gaza is itself a far greater violation of international law.
Okay, so let's look at the specific maritime blockade then, if you may. The maritime blockade that Israel has been enforcing now for quite some time, preventing any ships from reaching the coastline. Does Israel have a right to keep that blockade in place?
No, it does not. It has a right to prevent any weapons, any military weapons from entering Gaza, but it does not have the right to blockade ordinary civilian food, medicine, supplies, humanitarian supplies from entering. In fact, it has an obligation to provide for the basic needs of the Gazans. What it has been doing is such a much more serious violation of human rights because Israel really does not care about international law at all.
So for you, as an international law attorney, you're saying they didn't have a right to stop this vessel. They don't have a right to put the blockade in place in terms of the Gaza coastline. And you're also talking about the bigger blockade of Gaza entirely. That's also wrong in your view. So who is actually going to step in and hold Israel to account for all this? I mean, the ICC is obviously not able to do it.
Well, international law operates when nations respect international law. When nations do not respect international law, each and every party to the different conventions has a duty to ensure compliance with international law. So the real message, I think, of this ship is that the world itself needs to take action. If just 12 individuals start to take actions, obviously they have not been able to break the siege. But the call is for every country, and I would also include every Arab country, every Muslim country, and every member of the community of nations has an obligation to act. And the only nation that has been acting so far, from what I see, has been Yemen.
All right, Jonathan Kuttab, an international law attorney, thank you so much for your time and your insights.